Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to everyone for FIBA World Cup 2019 Asian Qualifiers. Group D, we had game Iran against Kazakhstan. Iran beat 75 to 54. Here we have head coach of Iran's team, Shaintab, and the player Mohamed Saman Bahramin. So first of all, I want to kindly ask you switch off your mobile phones, and we will ask some questions for our participants. So first of all, I want to ask player Mohamed Saman, please can you give us your comments about the game today?
Before the game, we knew Kazakhstan is one of the best teams in this group, and everybody know they had the first standing in the group. So we know we're gonna have a tough game today. We knew that we're gonna have a tough game today, especially if you play at their home court. We were ready, but I think first half we didn't play our basketball rhythm, and because of many reasons, we didn't have a lot of practices. We have only 4 or 5 sessions of practice before we came here, and we had a very long trip from Iran to here, like almost a day, and we only practiced 1 day in this team. So we know we're gonna have a hard game, but we have a very good players, and the coaches worked a lot on the defensive schemes before this game, because we know only in 4 or 5 days we cannot be 100% ready offensively for the game. So, and as you see in the game, we play a really good defense, and then we knew that Kazakhstan has a good team, and they can come at the same level with us for a couple of minutes. They were in the game for actually like 15-16 minutes. Actually, they play very good in the first half, but we just keep pushing and playing the same way we wanted to. And then I think our team play very consistent and play good defensive game for 40 minutes. And as you see the result, we play very good in defense. And then I think for the next games we need to work more on our offensive game. And we have the quality, but with the time, I think we can catch the team level we are looking for.
Thank you. So, dear coach, also can you please share your thoughts about game today?
Fortunately, we have a great player, that experienced player, as Samad told you, we had a 5-6 session practice, because some of the players came last week and added to our roster, and we needed more coordination in 5-6 session. We stressed on more defense, and we knew that in this gym, maybe we had some problem with we're gonna some problems in offensively, and I think 2 days we had a very good defense, and in offense a little bit we were so in sometimes, but according to experienced players we have, we adapted ourselves with the gym and with the game, and I think we all the players and the staff managed the games, and the game's result comes like this.
Please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
My first question is from Mr. You're coming after 2 years in your own market. How was your feeling before the game, and how is your feeling after the game?
Before the game, I was very excited, and I had a lot of energy. I missed playing for the national team, and I missed playing for Iran. And then for last 2 years, I was practicing a lot. I wanted to come back and play in the better way, and finish my career in national team in a better way. And I'm really happy new coaches give me this opportunity so I can play and help the national team. And then after the game, I feel really great because I miss all the feeling in the game, after the game, before the game, and especially playing with this kind of brilliant players from Iranian national team is always fun, and I had really fun, and I think we're gonna have a better game and we have a better future.
Yeah, that was a simple coach.
Sure.
So, Mr. Shankar, you are since 2014 as a coach in the Iranian team. You have experience with Mr. Basirovich and Mr. Bauman as an assistant coach. Now you are a head coach. How was it your feeling that it was the first your experience as a head coach for the national team in this day?
I know that that I feel very well. I respect them too much. I got too much experience from those two guys. And I respect them. And this is part of our job. Sometimes you work as a coach. Sometimes you work as a head coach. This is important. That this is honor for me. To be a coach of the national teams. And I'm trying my best. To use the ability of my players. As I told you, fortunately I have a great players. I respect them too much, and I'm trying to manage them during the game. I'm sure that they have too much experience, and in last 12, 13 years, in Iran, they got a very good job. They did their job very well. And I respect them too much. And we try to add some young players also, and the shape of the national teams, I think, got better, when you see the national teams, Iran national teams, you see that, we have experience also, we have some young players. I'm trying to, substitute some players, that have ability and, can do their job well, and continue their job well.
I have another question, but somebody is there.
One more person.
One more.
Yeah.
As we know, there is more capacity for basketball. And as you said, now we have for sure some another players there in Iran that they are waiting in the waiting list for the Iran national team. What do you want to say to them after the first game as a head coach? Have another player the chance that they are coming to this team, or your your team is with some player, some special player?
Well, it's important. The new plan of FIBA is different completely with before, And this plan, you have a lot of opportunity, because each windows you have 2 games, 1 game, 2 games, and you can adapt yourself. And this situation need more quantity of the players. This is important. The quantity of the players who has more ability. This is important, and they must, they must be a talent. And the structure of the national team is very important for the future. Can build the structure of the national team. We cannot take all the young, and junior players in these teams, and they have to susceptible for future. This is very important, susceptible for the future. And in this case, we try to invite some players, some new players also, but our camps is limited. We try to continue with the players. We try to convince them they have to work hard for winning, because step by step, when we go another group, we have to face up, Australia, Philippines, New Zealand. They are strong teams, and we have to have a concentration on these games, and we need the players. We see, our view is two sides, result and building the national team. This is very important. It's difficult, and I have a very good, colleague in my staff, and I'm trying to consult with them, with the president of the federation, with my colleague, and we try to make a very good decision for the future. But in this time, I prefer that to bring my experienced players, because we needed a result, because as you know that we lost the games, versus Iraq, and we had the, difficult situation in the group. We try to be stable in this group, and then you know, step by step, you know, and this is very important for us.
Yes, please.
Mr. Shahin, congratulations for this win. As Samad said, you have a long travel to Astana. I think for next round, we must play against Australia, Philippines, and Japan, and we should have a long trip to Australia. Do you think the FIBA should change the day of games, for example, have a 3 or 4 games between two games for next round? Or
You know, as I told you, you know, the new plans needs the country's federation, you know, do their job very well. You know, this is very important. FIBA cannot come follow us. We have to follow their program. This is important. We have to adapt our countries, our basketball to them. This is very important. And in this case, you know, we try to, you know, have a good plan for the next windows. You know, it's important to have some control games. Some control games is very important. But you know that in last week, you know, we have 5-6 session practice and we didn't have a control game. That you know, the main games need more, you know, control game, friendly games, and we try to set a very good plan for the next windows, you know. But now this is important. First, we think for our group. Still, we didn't do anything, you know. We have more games. You know, on Sunday we have a difficult game against Iraq. Next window, against with Kazakhstan, with Qatar, we have a difficult game. Just we think about this, you know, this group now, and after that we have to do our job well for you know, future windows.
And about the Arab game, we had some change before Asian Cup, and before this game we had some change in the player. Will we have some change in players for Arab game?
No, we left 3 players in Iran. According, you know, we selected these players according to Kazakhstan players. You know, every camp we try to gather some players, and we start with those players. And according to the teams, you know, we try to change some players. Maybe on Sunday we're gonna some change, you know, in our roster.
Any questions? Sure. Okay, we have last question. Go ahead.
Мы во время игры слышали на русском слова. Это похоже или все-таки вы общаетесь с игроками на русском?
Coach, question for you, especially during the game. No, for during the game, she said that they heard some Russian words you said. Is it true or not?
No, I don't know anything about Russian. No.
What kind of words?
What word?
I think you talk with your guys on Russian.
What?
Okay. But
No.
some words.
Some words was, you know, I have a players, you know, is living in France. Sometimes I'm trying to talk to him, you know, some English language, but maybe we are neighbors, and some words is same, you know, maybe, you know, I don't know exactly. But I'm trying to learn, you know. I'm interested in play in VTB League, you know, in one of my teams, you know. I'm trying to learn something, you know.
Thank you, coach. So, unfortunately, time is less, so we have to finish our post-game press conference. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I will let you know. Okay, coach.
Thank you very much.
About practice.
Thank you.
Have a good rest.
Дурачок?
Забрали? Хорошо. Сняли? Спасибо.
Рус. Насчет зала не общался?
Ну что ты сдаешь?
Все. Понял. Хорошо, спасибо. Видел, как играет Катар? Как? Дудчик. Ирак?
Почему на русском?
Нормально. Тренер тоже удивился. Сейчас обсуждались, как тактика.
We must start.
Окей.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, so now we have second part of our post-game press conference. Here we have head coach of Kazakhstan team Mikhail Karpenko and Anatoly Kolesnikov. So Anatoly, please can you give us your comments about the game today?
You can press it now.
It's frustrating because honestly I can't find one positive for us in that game. I think it was a wasting game for us. So I'm not going to beat around the bush and say anything. All credit goes to Iran. They played physical. They executed their game plan. But I just think with us, we just weren't there today. You know, we weren't moving the ball on offense. On defense, I mean, we hustled it in the first maybe 8 minutes of the game. And then as soon as it got physical, we took a step back, which was a big problem. And that's where you could see that Iran, a much better team physically than us, and then Kazakhstan, you know, minus 20 there. So it's really frustrating for us. I think we need to find something in our hearts to fight, because I mean it doesn't matter if the team is more physical, faster, better. It's all on us. The ball, I think, was in our court. I mean, everything was in our hands for this game, and we didn't take advantage of that. And I think it's just a shame because it's a missed opportunity for us.
Thank you. Dear coach, please tell us your thoughts on the game.
Good evening. Good evening. Firstly, my congratulations to national team of Iran. This team played really very good. They changed their roster and of course it's makes them more confidence, more better. The group of experienced players came back to national team. Firstly, Hadali and Bahrami, and as you see, they both were the best players on the court tonight. And at the same time, we had feeling difficult to preparation against Iran team because the head coach of the national team changed, and so the system of defense and system of offense changed too, and we hadn't a lot of information to preparation for these games. But of course, we tried to make our best during the practices and looking for videos. But I think tonight Iran was better than us. Of course, they played, as Tola said, Anatoly said, more physically than our team. They made better decisions in offense, and we stopped to play stopped to follow our plan after first quarter. We didn't move the ball, and we made bad decision in offense, and sometimes we led our opponents to make easy points.
Thank you, coach. So, any questions?
Hello, sir. How do you predict your next game and your next game in the second round for FIBA Qualifiers?
Next game?
Yes.
You mean game against Qatar?
Yes, Qatar.
Yes, of course. Last game, I mean game against Iran, it's history, and immediately we start preparation for next game against Qatar. Of course we want to win, but we need to improve our defense, our offense. Before this game we need to be more confident on the court, and we start to make it tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a practice, and of course we will talk with our players about our plans, about our targets. I think we have a good chances against Qatar, and of course we will play only to victory.
Do you know that Qatar defeated Iraq in Iran?
Yes, just now. Yes, it's it's a very strange situation in our group, you know. But of course, it's depends only of our game. I think. Yes. Our situation, our falling to our plans depends of our game, our players, our coach and staff job like this.
Sure. Go ahead.
What's your plan for naturalized player?
For what?
What's your plan for naturalized player?
I haven't such plan because it's decision of federation. It's not my decision. I think, of course, it's one of the way for many teams in the world to naturalize some players, and firstly American players, of course, you know. But and Kazakhstan have, for example, Jerry Johnson, who has a passport of Kazakhstan. But I think now we must to improve, we must to develop our local players. Maybe if the national federation decide to change something, decide to change some goals, some targets, maybe it's possible, but I don't know.
Thank you, coach. Any questions? So we can finish our post-game conference. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you very much.
Coach. Сейчас побегу.
Еще.
I can pronounce or
Pronounce.
Михаил Карпенко. Карпенко. And Anatoly. The name is Anatoly Kolesnikov. Kolesnikov.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Да, Лем, как